1. CCNA, Cisco Certified Network Associate, Cisco's foundational networking certification validating skills in network configuration, troubleshooting, and security. 2. OSI Model, Open Systems Interconnection Model, a 7-layer conceptual framework describing how data moves through a network. Layer 1. Physical, the OSI layer responsible for transmitting raw bits over physical media such as cables and wireless signals. Layer 2. Data link, the OSI layer providing node-to-node data transfer using MAC addresses and frames on the local network. 5. Layer 3 network, the OSI layer responsible for logical addressing and routing packets across different networks using IP addresses. Layer 4. Transport, the OSI layer handling end-to-end communications segmentation, flow control, and error recovery using TCP and UDP. 7. Layer 7 application, the OSI layer where user-facing protocols like HTTP, HTTPS, DNS, and SMTP operate. TCP IP model, a 4-layer networking model used in practice consisting of network access, internet transport, and application layers. IP address, a logical address assigned to each device on a network used to identify and route traffic. 10. IPv4, Internet Protocol version 4, the 32-bit addressing scheme, supporting approximately 4.3 billion unique addresses. 11. IPv6, Internet Protocol version 6, the 128-bit addressing scheme, providing virtually unlimited unique addresses to replace IPv4. 12. Subnet mask, a 32-bit number that divides an IP address into network and host portions for routing decisions. 13. CIDR, classless interdomain routing, a notation method expressing IP addresses and their subnet masks using / notation. 14. Subnetting, dividing a network into smaller logical segments to improve performance, reduce congestion, and control broadcast traffic. 15. Default gateway, the IP address of the router interface that hosts use to send traffic outside their local network. 16. NIT, network address translation, translating private IP addresses to public IP addresses, allowing internal hosts to reach the Internet. 17. P8, port address translation, a form of NAT mapping multiple private addresses to a single public IP using unique port numbers. 18. MAC address, media access control address, a unique 48-bit hardware identifier assigned to a network interface card. 19. ARP, address resolution protocol, resolves an IP address to a MAC address so frames can be delivered on the local network. 20. DNS, domain name system, translates human-readable domain names like cisco.com into IP addresses. 21. DHCP, dynamic host configuration protocol, automatically assigns IP addresses, subnet masks, gateways, and DNS servers to devices. 22. Router, a layer 3 device that forwards packets between different networks based on routing table entries. 23. Switch, a layer 2 device that forwards frames within a local network using MAC address tables. 24. Hub, a layer 1 device that broadcasts incoming signals to all connected ports, replaced by switches in modern networks. 8. Routing table, a data structure in a router listing known networks and the best paths to reach each destination. 26. Static route. A manually configured route in the routing table that does not change automatically. 27. Dynamic routing. Routing protocols that automatically discover and adapt to network topology changes. 8. RIP. Routing Information Protocol. A distance vector routing protocol using hop count as its metric with a maximum of 15 hops. 29. OSPF. Open Shortest Path First. A link state routing protocol using cost as its metric and the Dijkstra algorithm to find best paths. 30. EIGRP. Enhanced Interior Gateway Routing Protocol. A Cisco hybrid routing protocol combining distance vector and link state features. BGP. Border Gateway Protocol. The routing protocol of the Internet used between autonomous systems for external routing. Administrative distance. A number ranking the trustworthiness of a routing source with lower values being preferred. T3. Metric. A value used by routing protocols to determine the best path to a destination such as hop count cost or bandwidth. 34. VLAN. Virtual Local Area Network. A logical segmentation of a switch network grouping ports into separate broadcast domains. 35. Trunk link. A switch port carrying traffic for multiple VLANs simultaneously using IEEE 802.1q tagging. 36. Access port. A switch port configured to belong to a single VLAN, connecting end devices like PCs and servers. STP, Spanning Tree Protocol, prevents switching loops in networks with redundant links by placing some ports in a blocking state. 38. RSTP, Rapid Spanning Tree Protocol, an improved version of STP, providing faster convergence after topology changes. 39. Ether Channel, combining multiple physical links between switches into one logical link for increased bandwidth and redundancy. 40. DTP, Dynamic Trunking Protocol, a Cisco proprietary protocol that negotiates trunk links automatically between switches. VTP, VLAN Trunking Protocol, a Cisco protocol propagating VLAN configuration across a switch network automatically. Inter-VLAN routing, routing traffic between VLANs using a router or layer 3 switch. 43. Router on a stick, a configuration using a single router interface with sub-interfaces to route traffic between VLANs. ACL, Access Control List, a set of rules on a router or switch permitting or denying traffic based on defined criteria. 45. Standard ACL, an ACL filtering traffic based only on source IP address, typically applied close to the destination. 46. Extended ACL, an ACL filtering traffic based on source IP, destination IP protocol, and port numbers applied close to the source. 47. NAT pool, a range of public IP addresses used by NAT to provide Internet access to multiple internal hosts. 48. WAN, Wide Area Network, a network spanning large geographic areas connecting multiple LANs across cities or countries. 49. Serial link, a point-to-point WAN connection using technologies like HDLC or PPP between two routers. HDLC, High-Level Data Link Control, Cisco's default Layer 2 encapsulation for serial point-to-point WAN connections. PPP, Point-to-Point Protocol, a standard Layer 2 WAN protocol supporting authentication, error detection, and multi-link connections. 52. Frame Relay, a legacy packet-switched One technology using virtual circuits, largely replaced by MPLS and broadband. 53. MPLS, multi-protocol label switching, a one technology routing packets based on labels rather than IP addresses for improved performance. 54. VPN, virtual private network, an encrypted tunnel over a public network, providing secure connectivity between sites or remote users. 5. GRE, generic routing encapsulation, a tunneling protocol encapsulating packets to route them across networks that normally would not support them. 56. IPsec, Internet Protocol Security, a suite of protocols providing encryption authentication and integrity for IP communications. SSH, Secure Shell, an encrypted protocol for remotely managing network devices, securely replacing the insecure Telnet protocol. 58. Telnet, an unencrypted protocol for remote device management, insecure and replaced by SSH in modern networks. 59. SNMP, Simple Network Management Protocol, used to monitor and manage network devices, collecting performance data and alerts. 60. Syslog, a protocol for sending system event messages from network devices to a centralized logging server. 61. NTP, Network Time Protocol, synchronizes clocks on network devices, ensuring accurate timestamps for logs and security events. 62. CDP, Cisco Discovery Protocol, a Cisco proprietary Layer 2 protocol discovering directly connected Cisco devices. 63. LLDP, Link Layer Discovery Protocol, an open standard equivalent of CDP for discovering neighboring devices. Or QoS, Quality of Service, mechanisms prioritizing certain traffic types such as voice or video to ensure performance. 65. DSCP, Differentiated Services Code Point, a field in the IP header used to mark packets for QoS treatment. QoS, Class of Service, a Layer 2 QoS marking in the 802.q header used to prioritize traffic on switches. 67. Port Security, a switch feature limiting which MAC addresses can connect to a port preventing unauthorized device access. DHCP Snooping, a switch security feature blocking unauthorized DHCP servers to prevent rogue DHCP attacks. Dynamic ARP Inspection, a switch feature validating ARP packets to prevent ARP spoofing and man-in-the-middle attacks. 70. IP Source Guard, a switch feature filtering traffic based on DHCP snooping bindings to prevent IP address spoofing. 71. 802.1x, an IEEE standard for port-based network access control requiring authentication before devices can access the network. 2. AAA, Authentication, Authorization, and Accounting, a framework controlling access to network resources and tracking user activity. 73. Radius, Remote Authentication Dial-In User Service, a centralized AAA protocol commonly used for network device authentication. TAC ACS, Terminal Access Controller, Access Control System Plus, a Cisco AAA protocol separating authentication, authorization, and accounting. 75. Wireless LAN, a network using radio frequency technology to connect devices without physical cables. SSID, Service Set Identifier, the name of a wireless network broadcast by an access point. BSS, Basic Service Set, a single wireless access point with its associated clients forming the basic wireless network unit. EASS, Extended Service Set, multiple access points sharing the same SSID forming a single, logical wireless network. 79. WWPA2, Wi-Fi Protected Access, a wireless security protocol using AES encryption and IEEE 802.11i standards. 80. WPA3, Wi-Fi Protected Access 3, the current wireless security standard with stronger encryption and protection against password attacks. 81. LWAP-E, Lightweight Access Point, an access point managed centrally by a wireless LAN controller rather than configured individually. WLC, Wireless Lane Controller, a device managing multiple lightweight access points centrally for configuration and policy. 83. SDN, Software-Defined Networking, separating the network control plane from the data plane, allowing centralized, programmable management. 84. DNA Center, Cisco Digital Network Architecture Center, a centralized platform for network automation assurance and policy management. 85. Controller-based networking, a network architecture where a central controller manages device configuration and policies via APIs. 86. REST API, Representational State Transfer Application Programming Interface, a standard interface for network automation and programmability. 87. JSON, JavaScript and Object Notation, a lightweight data format used to structure API requests and responses in network automation. 88. Ansible, an open-source automation tool using playbooks to configure and manage network devices without agents. 89. Python, a programming language widely used for network automation scripting and interacting with network device APIs. 90. Cloud networking, network services delivered via public cloud platforms like AWS, Azure, and GCP for scalable on-demand connectivity. 91. IPv6 EUI64, a method of automatically generating IPv6 interface IDs from a device's MAC address. 92. IPv6 NDP, Neighbor Discovery Protocol, the IPv6 replacement for ARP used to discover and communicate with devices on the local link. 93. SLAAC, Stateless Address Auto Configuration, an IPv6 mechanism allowing devices to automatically configure their own address without DHCP. 94. DHCPv6, a version of DHCP providing address assignment and configuration information specifically for IPv6 networks. Dual Stack, operating both IPv4 and IPv6 simultaneously on a device or network during the transition to IPv6. 96. Ping, a diagnostic command using ICMP echo messages to test reachability between devices and measure round-trip time. 97. Traceroute, a diagnostic tool tracing the path packets take through the network, identifying each hop and latency. 8. Wireshark, a free packet capture and analysis tool used for network troubleshooting and protocol analysis. 99. CDP Neighbors, directly connected Cisco devices discovered via CDP showing device type capabilities and interface information. 100. CCNA 200, 301, the current CCNA exam covering networking fundamentals, routing, switching, wireless security, and automation.